And welcome back. Just give us a second. And
Done.
Nice. Done. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Awesome Cup Awesome Knots Qualifier number 2. We're now working into our first best of 3 series at the round of 16.
We are.
We are hilariously going to be watching the games between Team Run and Team Run in the Space.
Yeah, not entirely too sure how that happened.
Well, I will henceforth call it Team Run and Team Ritz. Because that's the only way I'm going to be able to differentiate the two. If I say run all over the place, we're going to have some issues. But both of these are new blood. Like, we've never seen either of these two, either yesterday or today. We're not sure if they were here yesterday, but we do know that they've made it to the round of 16. They're obviously skilled enough to have made it this far. So I'm excited to see what they can put out. I'm excited to see the level of gameplay that they've got and the team comps and just everything they've got. Like, it's always fun to see new teams and their thoughts on characters that we've been playing for years now.
Well, it's also a good sign that both of them have the same word in their match. So already you can tell that these guys are going to be close because they think along the line. It's like, we need a team name. Team Run. All right, we need a team name. Team Run in the Space, a.k.a. the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that works out. And so Run in the Space. Okay, well, either way, let's see if we can just run to the picks and see what we got going on here.
Wow.
Yeah, I need work.
I don't know you.
I need help.
Somebody send help, yes.
Okay, so for Team Run, we've got Genau. We've got Leon Chameleon. We got Coco Nebulon. And then on Run in the Space, Tubular. Then Run in Space, we got Raylan, Clunk, and Leon Chameleon. So we've got a very heavy burst meta on Run in the Space. And for Run, we do have we have bits and pieces of it, but they seem to be more centered around the idea of pulling people into nasty situations. You've got Nas Weedlings and Poison Spit and Coco's Blaze to cement that particular idea, whereas Run in the Space is probably going to be more focused on tonguing into time rifts and explodes and terribleness.
Tonguing into an explode definitely looks like it's on the menu.
Absolutely. So I expect that the Leons will be a defining factor here based off of what builds they go for. Run in the Space probably going for a more initiating build, whereas Run will likely end up having more of a backstab carry build for their Leon. The Na and the Coco will end up doing the same thing we are usually used to seeing, which is all kinds of things, and we have no idea what that might be.
Well, it could be hands build, could be blaze build, could be ball build coming out from the Coco. I mean, the Leon has shown us with backstabs, with party masks, with split push, with assassinations. And there's really a lot you can do in this game, and unfortunately, I don't know how this keeps working out. Game number 1 is actually not going to be swapping us on a map. It will be our current favorite of the Aguilon. And speaking of, it's looking pretty good here on our side as we're going to fade on in and check out what these teams are going to be doing because, again, they look like they're just on so much of the same page.
All right, well, let's go ahead and introduce the teams on Team Run. We've got Armand on the Genau. We've got Bert on the Coco, and we've got Chappie on the Leon. Chappie is a name I recognize for some weird reason, but anyway, on the Ritz, we've got Golele. On the Leon, we've got Erza on the Clunk, and we've got Aragos on the
Oh, they
Raylan.
explode.
Yeah, the explosion was the thing. Bert eating a... Oh, what was that? Lightning balled into the Poison Spit as he runs away. Chappie going home as well. Erza now doing his best to just clear out these lanes, bite a little bit, and try to cement a middle-facing position right here. And we've got Golele doing the same thing. So lots of things. Sandwich happening on Aragos. Aragos going down very quickly to the surprise Coco. Now we've got the Leon trying to go after Erza, and Erza's going to be fine with a bite and walk away.
So if anybody actually watches anime out there with Fairy Tail, that's who the Clunk is. The full name is actually Erza Scarlet, so that's how I know it's Erza. And but very big explosive power is what Clunk is going to be very defined as here. But when they're down that man, map advantage is going to go the way to the team with the more people on the map. And as you saw, a little bit of tower damage already. So in terms of the items, a lot of base abilities getting picked up from both sides of things, but it's actually going to be the Na who's going to be in a little bit of trouble down here. But Golele, I don't know, something. He's not going to get a bottom kill, but he will get this top one on top of Armand.
Yeah, Armand going down. Any weaklings he has placed will go down with him. He has base abilities still. Coco going for balls and boots. So no Blaze. So I have a feeling that we're going to be going for that effective, for that very powerful burst ball build. On the Leon, we've got tongue and boots. So very mobile, very aggressive burst comp coming out of there. So we'll see how that works out. On Raylan, we've got Time Rift and Snipe. On Clunk, we've got base abilities into boots, and finally Leon's got piggy bank into tongue stretcher. So
more piggy banks.
Golele going for the initiator build like we assumed he would with the ranged
tongue
into explode and death. Yep. And then on the other team, we've got what we expected over there as well, with carry, burst coming out of the Leon and the Coco going for the burst as well. But the other thing to keep in mind with Lightning Ball is how it's going to affect Clunk.
Oh, that tongue actually, longest range tongue I've seen in a bit there from Chappie, but that's going to be an explode on top of the Erza. Again, that's a nice combo that we are actually pulling out here from running the space. It's consistently that tongue into the explode. That's actually put 2 kills now on the board, and I believe, I want to say Erza's actually gotten both of them, but they haven't, no, because the other one was, of course, Golele was able to pick up Armand for the first kill on his team. So again, you know, a little bit more map pressure going to go the way of Blue because they do got 3 on the board. Both actually are now defending, but a nice ball is going to put Golele into the damage zone, but it's not going to be enough there from Chappie to get that tongue.
No, and I think that Lightning Ball and the placement of it is going to be the most important part of this match. Based off of its placement, they can keep Clunk out of fights. And do you remember Mix the game with Clunk, the 1,000 damage explodes hitting people, and how that worked out earlier today?
Not Mixology, Monologics.
Monologics, yeah. If you remember Monologics play, that could be, if we see that again, then Erza is going to do an excellent job of pushing this forward for his team, and they'll do very well for it. However, if Coco Balls are well placed, the opposite's going to happen. Erza won't be able to land anything. Bert now running for his life. He will probably succeed in doing so. The entirety of Red Team helping support and making sure that their teammate does not die. Golele going to go ahead and push along with side. Ergo says Erza goes back home.
So based upon all this, I'm looking at Coco very closely. It does look like it is going to be a ball build. She's been throwing them behind people quite a bit, looking for that positioning. Aragos actually did pick up a rank of regen, and it's a good thing, too. It's actually going to survive out of that combo. Bert, however, a little bit lower on the hit points there. But because of the way that she's been using the balls, the way I've been seeing her just trying to set up these kills, I am predicting it is going to be a bit more of a ball build there, and already she has the cooldown for it. So it looks more, it's not probably going to be a traditional ball build, but I'm hoping to see knockback and just using it for placement so that they can do what we were talking about, you know, with those tongues, with the poisons, and the lightning balls. If you can control or even blow up with the knockback, it not only will separate the enemy team, but the Clunk as well. If the Clunk gets too close with explodes, you can use that knockback ball to actually make him miss.
And I think that's the most important part, is if a Clunk misses their explode during a team fight, he only deals damage to himself. Speaking of the explode, it's going to head off on Armand. Armand not under the effects of any dots, though, so he's going to be perfectly fine. Erza not taking very much damage either and has access to bite, so he'll be right back with the full. And for now, there's a quick 3v2 as Na heals up back home before coming back. So they're going to be able to pick up a little bit of solar. And like I mentioned before, it's the small things that matter in this game.
Yeah,
the most
20 at a
between
time.
two good teams.
Still 20 in the lead.
Yep, and you do that enough times, it's 100, then 200 solar differences after enough time doing that. Yeah. So sending people home, still an important thing to do. You don't want to die in the, you don't want to die ever, but if you can send, if you have to go home, that's not good either, right? So. Yeah,
well, if you're, there's so many disadvantages to going back home all the way to the fountain. The good thing is you get to buy. That's the only time you actually get to buy, unless you're on a drop pod, which you're dead, which means you're going home anyways. So at the same time, like, you're not farming, you're not out there pushing, you're not picking up creeps, you're not getting solar. It's just the base game. Like, you don't want to go home nearly as often, and that's why you see more of the times you're going to see, you know, life steals. You're going to see bigger characters with some kind of sustain, with the ability to clear out creeps from afar, because if they can stay in lane, you're definitely having more of a presence on the map, which can translate directly to benefits for your team.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned before, we were thinking about that knockback ball on Coco, and Coco does end up picking it up. Snipe coming out, Armand going to go ahead and take that, so they're not going to be able to get the kill onto Golele. Golele going to get out of there. But as we mentioned before, that Thunder Striker upgrade going to be extremely important in this game, and it's a good thing that Coco picked it up. Now to see whether or not Bert can use that to the strongest effect possible, because a misplaced one will do the exact opposite and will severely hinder her team. So again, it relies a lot on the Clunk and it relies a lot on the Coco and how the two play off of each other. As we said,
I don't want to say I'm good at Coco, but
I don't want to say I'm good at Coco.
We'll see how many more predictions I get right in that front.
Absolutely. All right, so as items come out, we got Snare Bite coming out for the Clunk. Erza doing a good job there. We got the big damage upgrade happening for Leon. Explode going to come out. It's not going to hit anybody. Snipe going to come out, and it's not going to hit anybody either. Bert going in for some damage is going to hit Golele with a lightning ball, but he'll be fine. He's going to pick up some creeps, and he'll be fine. Chappie taking some damage as well.
Oh wow! It actually took a lot of. Do we got piercing on that tongue? We do.
We have one. We have one of the We have one of the tongue piercings.
Yeah.
Not the other damage upgrade yet though. And Clunk takes a lot of damage. Erza probably going to go down, but to no return kill. So now the team teams are now tied up 2-2 on the board. Golele taking a Thunder Striker to the face. He's not going to be able to do anything. Armand now at full HP as well, so he'll send the Raylin, just around.
Now, I haven't really seen too many Weedlings either being put down or living, I should say. But Armand, as I said, he's trying to put down these Weedlings. With the Gnaw, if you can control the mid, if you can control the creeps, not only are you going to be able to trade out very well because you're going to have this consistent flow of hit points coming into you, but you're also denying that health from your opponents. And just like we were talking about with going home, Golele has to run all the way back here. He's not out and about. He's not doing pressure. He's not getting creeps. He's not trying to get kills. He's literally just back at home, and that's not where you want to be.
Nope. As we see here, Erza picking up 1 rank in the thermonuclear cleaner, so a more powerful explode for those awesome knots. We've got Leon, who was briefly hit by that, so that's the thing. Golele getting picked off there. I actually didn't see exactly how that started up, but yeah, he got completely surrounded by all 3.
I'm going to guess tongue or a ball actually put him into range and then just body block to death.
Probably. Erza now running away. We'll see whether or not Thunder Striker can set up another thing. Oh, there goes the snare bite into explode, and down goes Bert very hard.
Time rift too.
Yeah, into the time rift no less. Armand and Erza going down, and they're going to have a tussle. Erza now picking up some HP. He's going to be fine. He'll just come right back into this fight. He doesn't really with the vacuum bite.
Yeah, and Clunk, high hit points, high base hit points, but as well can heal himself more effectively than most other knots because he does have that bite. And the bite, you can actually town it out for max hit points, you can town it out for a heal over time, you can town it out for the snare. There's a lot of things you can do for it, but missing is probably not what you want to be doing with it, Erza. Any kind of snare bite can almost directly lead into, 1,000 damage blow-ups a little bit later, and we're going to have to see if Aragos actually blows up right here. That's a good time rift, though, keeping him up long enough as Erza is only going to explode on that clone.
But at the same time, Aragos managing to get out of there. A well-placed time rift and a slip-up on Bert's part allowed her to survive as she teleported home right on top of a bounce pad that couldn't be covered because of snare bite. So Chappie taking some damage from Golele with his now double damage upgrades coming out. We now know what he's going to go for tongue. He has all the different kinds of upgrades he can possibly get for the row. So he's going for a full damage long-range tongue. We'll see how it works out, but that is a lot of burst.
Ooh, yeah, this Golele, he's actually going to get poisoned. Is that enough poison to tick down? It will. Armand is actually going to be able to the one to take him to the grave. Bert does actually have that blaze now and some regen, and again, regen goes a long way to keeping you in that lane. Erza's trying to put up a little bit of a defense. Should have that explode ready to go. Yep, just about now, but Aragos, is that going to be enough poison? It is.
It's going to be enough poison and the sword slash from Chappie to finish it off. So Erza now all by himself, and it's all up to him to defend these towers while his buddies drop back down. Leon Golele now finally back down for his team, and with his help, maybe they can get a kill. Oh, the explode comes in. It's going to get rid of the creeps, but he takes a lot of damage. Hits no awesome knots. He gets no prizes.
No prizes for a miss. Could you imagine that? That would be the worst competition ever. But either way, Golele, he's down to under half, a little bit of poison, a little bit of ball damage, and when you're down that teammate, as I said, it's going to lead you into some sticky situations, and down goes the first chart of the game. It will go to run on the red side.
At this stage, we're at 10 minutes in. We got 5 kills for Run, 3 kills for Ritz. The solar situation is pretty regular. They're both very equal, despite those kills in the turrets, actually, which is interesting. But it makes a lot more sense when you look at the items, considering that 2 of the team members who have those high levels of solar that are equivalent to the other team also picked up Piggy Bank at the beginning, whereas the other team has not picked up a singular one. So right now, they're falling behind on their Piggy Bank picks, which is not what they want. Ideally, Piggy Bank is supposed to last them a little bit longer, but you know what? The 10-minute mark isn't a bad place to be. Erza getting some bites off. He's doing his best to explode. He's going to end up taking Armal before he dies to the poison, and that's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange. 6-4 now. For the 2 teams.
I seem to be blind whenever Aragos is actually in trouble because he was forced out of that fight. A nice trade-off, though, from Erza. Doesn't actually go down empty-handed. So 1-for-1 when you get in kind of destroyed like that, it's really good to actually trade rather than just the 1-0. But Bert's just holding down this bottom lane. We do got the T800 droid you can see there with the Raylan. So she is going for a little bit more laning presence, a little bit more split pushy, perhaps. But Golele is going to be here to help out Aragos as Chappie comes in for that backstab damage. And the ball doesn't actually hit because of the time rift, but still, more or less, a lot of the fights are still happening on the side of Ritz.
And that's not something that Ritz necessarily wants, which is why they're now going for different push upgrades. But at the same time,
they're
they're
looking
not
for the
too sad
stealth
about-
there with that light show.
Absolutely. And at the same time, though, they're not exactly sad about being stuck on their side of the field. It means that the Clunk has more avenues to really initiate from more safely. They can draw people into turrets and then kill them off with the explodes. And maybe that's a strategy that they should think about adopting, is luring people into a situation where the Clunk can then do things. Because right now, Golele's tongue has not been really comboing super well with that. Oh, and out comes the Thunder Striker doing exactly what we thought it should do at the beginning of this match, knocking Erza away from being able to hit anybody with it, reducing its effectiveness to exactly 0. In fact, it's a negative if he
nice
misses.
shot.
Yeah, if he misses entirely like that, it's very, very bad for him. Golele taking a bunch of extra damage, but he's chasing down Bert. Bert was taking some, but he obviously managed to get away. Golele now running away. Armand gonna be, Chappie gonna be perfectly fine as well.
Yeah, Erza didn't exactly hit with that last explode that time, but at the point, it's 6-4, 12 minutes in. Still pretty much anybody's game. We're only down that one tower, and the only difference is, again, about 2 kills at this point. Bert, however, did actually end up his first rank of ball damage, but also now has regen and the silver board, and well, it's enough to help get that kill on top of Aragos. Erza now really out of position because of that Thunder Striker, and you can see her now going to be on the retreat. Golele not really able to kind of do much against this, and the tongue doesn't even hit either, so the tower is going to be rendered moot in that fight.
Absolutely, and I think that a lot of this, pardon the pun, is due to a lot of missed opportunities. There's been the explosions that haven't hit. The tongues aren't always hitting either. The Thunder Strikers, as a complete opposite, seem to be hitting a lot of the time where they need to be. And it's right now, execution-wise, Team Run doing a very good job of making sure that their comp
there it is.
and everything goes off well. But then the Thunder Striker, again, missed opportunity, and it's not even their fault all the way either, because Run's playing well, and they've got Thunder Striker. Thunder Striker setting Aragos like several feet away from the fight, to say the least. Chappie's going to get the kill on Golele. One too many backstabs, I suppose.
Backstabs, blazes, poisons. I mean, we have 1 rank of pills on everybody here from Blue, but they have to deal with poison. I'm pretty sure that's all poison damage. Yeah.
Yep.
Spitted goo, spit goo, spit.
Yeah, so it's all spit.
It's all spit.
Now, the thing about the spit that they've got going on is that he's taking on the same role that Penny normally would. That's damage amplification and slow on the spit right now. So that damage amplification really going to hurt
there goes the tower.
against the wrong team. The tower goes down. Oh, in comes the explode. It's going to actually end up hitting Bert. But Bert's going to get away because there's just no follow-up. Although Golele could have maybe looked for it there, but
if Erza has 1 more rank, if he can get that 1,000 damage, that actually could be enough. Because we don't have any pills on the Coco. We don't have any pills on the Gnaw. So that's a really good opportunity for Erza to kind of get those. But he does need a team with him in order to solidify that, because he doesn't have that extra explode damage as of yet.
He does now. But Aragos now going to take a lot of damage. He's going to end up going down with the. Well,
that's interesting.
That is the best time rift I've ever seen. Erza now does have the full 1,000 damage explode on there and the full snare. So his snare bites should hit all the time.
Look at that
Bert
beauty.
Almost going down, but not quite. Just enough HP to survive it without any other support. So problematically, he needs help from Golele, and Golele just was not there either.
Well, the best you can hope for is the snare bite into a snipe and the explode. I think that's really what I'm looking for there. But as well, during that fight, I mean, we had Chappie there, and he's looking at a really big snipe in the face. What he's done? Tongue. Tongue actually will interrupt snipe.
Yep, any stun will. And that tongue does count as a mini stun. It is very frustrating as a Raylan to have that happen. But in comes the explode. Chappie's going to end up going down.
Yep.
And now the rest of Team Run looking to try to get a revenge kill. They're going to get it, but then Armand gets picked off in the time rift. Now it's just Bert versus Erza and Aragos. And can Bert do anything by himself? Well, yeah, he'll get some farm, and they're not going to lose a turret anytime soon. But on the flip side,
you see pills now coming out.
Exactly, you start to see the pills coming out because they know that 1,000 damage explode is going to really hurt.
This is good. This is
explode, good. Lots and lots of damage, but no snipe until
there
now,
it is.
and it's not going to be enough as Bert gets behind the barrier. And
tough luck.
Yeah, unfortunately, for Team Ritz, it's not gonna.
If there's anybody to get an invis in this game for Ritz, it's got to be Erza, because coming up, like just closing the gaps and then getting off, the bite and the explode, it's too powerful. It's like when you don't even see it coming and now you're stuck there because of the snare bite. It's just too powerful.
Yeah, it is incredibly powerful. Now, one thing that I would love to see is that Stealth now finally picked up on Golele, coupled with the Stealth Orb out of Erza, who manages to pick up a kill on Armand and also does a lot of damage to other people on the team. Very
Max
good. But
damage
Bert manages to dodge the snipe, which wouldn't have killed, I don't think. It only does 450 damage. But
is it base? It is base.
It is base snipe. But that is a 1-for-1 exchange. Not exactly what they were looking for, especially considering that the 1,000 damage explode did hit 2 people. They were looking to win that fight.
Killed 1.
And yeah, they only killed 1, unfortunately.
Yeah, Golele's not going to be down here. Doesn't actually know Chappie is, so Chappie's actually just going to spoil the surprise as well. You saw a little bit of that tongue action coming out, though, Leon on Leon. The piercings do really show, especially when you're still, like, how many characters actually have pills? We just picked up 3 there for the Gnaw. We got 1 on the Coco, 2 on the Leon, but then nothing for Raylan.
Well, no, Raylan has got 1 rank of pills.
Oh, you're right.
And
yeah,
another rank.
Actually, yeah, they all have. Okay, so everyone has at least 1.
Yeah, which is it's an increase in HP, and as time goes on, it gets to be more and more since it's a percentage-based upgrade. Arago's taking a bit of damage. Armand looking to maybe get another kill here, but he's not going to end up finding it. Now, Erza here, he probably just bumped into the Leon a little bit. He might not have realized exactly what he hit if he, felt it. Out comes the Leon. Out comes the Thunderstriker. Aragos now in a really bad spot, but the time rip's going to be enough to really stop any follow-up from happening, and then the explosion not going to hit anybody.
Yeah, Chappie was actually able not to get hit by that. Neither there was the Armand. We did get the tongue there on top of Erza, but doesn't have the cooldowns for another explode. You can see 420 hit points returned from those bites. That's a massive amount, but we do have a lot of burst here from Run on the red. I mean, 420 it sounds good, but in more ways than one. But at the same time, 670 coming up from Bert, and everything else with the poisons, it will tear away at it. Oh,
speaking of tearing away, that turret tearing into Aragos a little bit as he gets Thunderstrikered into the turret. He's not going to end up hitting anybody with a snipe. Now Clunk coming in, he's going to get the snare bite off. Now the Leon Golele trying to do something, but he gets Thunderstriker balled instead. He ends up going down to Bert's lightning ball. Well done. Chappie now is really low HP. Yeah. The Wheatlings have been cleared out though, and not an entire loss, not like the worst loss possible, but it certainly is not looking good. Aragos getting Thunderstrikered into the wrong spot. That's the one problem with being immobile.
Oh, come on, bite.
Yes. In comes the bite, in comes the explode. The explode's only going to hit Armand. So the ability's going in the wrong places all over the place, unfortunately, and in comes the snipe. It gets interrupted by and now he's getting killed off by Chappie. Instead gets last hit by Bert. Yeah. So that was a 2-for-0 exchange, really.
By the end of it.
By the end of it, because of a little bit of greed, I think. Too much greed.
Well, Erza is going to actually get off the Devour, but doesn't go for the explode. There we go. There's the explode, but too little, too late.
And no bite. If that bite had hit, that would have been a kill.
She had already bited.
Yeah, but he had another bite ready to go, and he missed it, unfortunately, when he was going in for it onto the Coco.
Yeah, I mean, missed opportunities. But Thunderstriker as a counter here to the big explodes. It's, again, for just really smart play coming out. And, blue team, they are struggling a bit. They're struggling to make this combo work. And, well, apparently losing Golele is not going to be helpful there. And there goes the clone as well. Not really these capitalizations we're looking for here on blue.
No, Aragos gets picked off here as she gets Thunderstriker balled as well out of the wrong place.
This be a triple.
Erza gets done. So that's going to be a team wipe in favor of Team Run. Ritz all the way down. This is going to be a turret if Run knows what they're doing, and they do. Down goes this bomb turret. It's a bit slow, but it will go down easily in time. Now, are they going to go in for core damage? I should think so, as they make their way to the drill core. Yep, so Leon's going to come down very shortly, and on his own, he's not going to do enough.
This actually might be game right here.
Yeah, this might be game right here as they just chomp away at the space.
That's game.
Yep, that's it.
Might not be the biggest damage that you saw on the turret, but it definitely melted the core in enough time. And getting a team wipe at the 20-minute mark and just having that position to move in, that's really good on Run there to capitalize.
Yeah, that was a team wipe on the right side of the map, actually. And it was also on the side, it was on the correct side of the map for their team. It was right next to their base. They lost it, and the core was wide open and extremely vulnerable at that point.
Yeah, it's just like, why would you back off? You might have money to spend, but there's nobody stopping you from winning the game.
Exactly. And so even though there's still a turret up, objective-based game, go for the big one. And they ultimately they just couldn't they couldn't come down in time. The death timers are too long. So it was a really good opportunity that was capitalized upon. Run taking the first game in this best of 3 in Run versus Ritz.
Yeah, Run versus Ritz. That's what we're going to call this. Just happened that those names ended up. So Nago for the poison was good because it eroded away at the hit points there of the Clunk. But as well, Raylan, very frail. Leon very frail, and as well the poison will actually keep tabs on the Leon. But then I really got to give it to the Thunderstriker. Like, that knockback ball really paid itself off over and over again.
Absolutely. It cost, like I mentioned before, at the very beginning of this game, it was going to be between the Clunk and his ability to land the Explodes, and the Coco and her ability to land the Thunderstriker.
Yes.
And it was the Coco's ability to land the Thunderstriker under almost every circumstance, because it would
A
hit
lot
the
of the
Clunk
time, yeah.
out of the place, or it would catch Ergos on the wrong side of an immobile sniping,
Yes.
toss the Raylan right into the middle of her team.
And
So
that is a favorable matchup for Coco. Like, if the Raylan doesn't go for the CC reduction, which is that even still a thing?
yes, it
Okay,
is.
so it is, but we just never seen it, I guess. Not in this tournament. But if you don't go for that, you see, as a Coco, you have a ball ready to go, and they start sniping, you can almost guarantee you hit that ball. And with the Thunderstriker, they're going to go, pew! And now you have a team there to capitalize, or they're in the wrong position. They're on the wrong side of the line of scrimmage, so to speak. And you capitalize because she is a squishy, squishy girl.
Yeah, just
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I do it all the time. Just like, I see a Raylan, in solo queue. Yeah. So again, I really like the Thunderstriker there. But this is a best of 3. It's not a best of 1. But at the same time, that means game number 2 is going to be coming at you, and this is where Ritz can come back. If they don't, they drop 2-0, and we move on to the round of 8.
if they do, though, they tie the series up 1-1, and we go to a game 3.
That is true. Yeah. So we're going to jump into that. So, guys, don't go anywhere, because when we return, game 2 of this first best of 3 in the round of 16 Qualifier Cup number 2, and we wear Awesome Cup.